All right, Real Story Group Rewind, Episode 3 for October 18th, 2016. My name is Jared Gingras, Managing Director of the Real Story Group, and thank you for joining me today, where we'll recap the latest from the Real Story Group analysts and what happened last week, some findings, some research findings, some really tough critical opinions, and some upcoming events. So without further ado, let's jump right into this week's topics. And the first is a post from my colleague Teresa Regley. She's talking about the subject of a inquiry that we get quite regularly here at Real Story Group from our subscribers and consulting clients, and that is, should you use Adobe for digital asset management? Well, not surprisingly, Adobe is in many organizations in a variety of capacities, particularly around the Creative Suite, and many of the DAM initiatives that we're engaging with clients on these days are led by people who are very familiar with Creative Suite. So, not surprisingly, we get the question all the time, we have Adobe already in-house, should we use it for DAM? And we've been pretty tough on Adobe over the years in terms of their DAM capabilities. But to be fair, as you'll see in our latest release in our digital asset management report, Adobe has made some improvements when it comes to DAM. However, even if it is an incumbent, should you just assume that it's the right fit for what it is you're trying to do? Well, Teresa would argue absolutely not. You should really put it head-to-head against the other players in the marketplace that are really suited to your needs. And I think you'll find, while it's made some real market improvements when it comes to their overall DAM capabilities, there are still some challenges there. Most notably, as Teresa points out, in their marketing suite, DAM is still an appendage. It's not the heart of the suite. And for many organizations that can propose a challenge, and that's something that you're going to want to be aware of. But Teresa, in her blog post this week, goes through a litany of things that you should be thinking about. If you want more information than that, check out our Adobe evaluation review in the Digital Asset Management Report, because we get into everything that Adobe is good at and not so good at when it comes to digital asset management, so check that out, certainly. Teresa also this week posted about the subject of where marketing automation systems end and web content management systems begin. I know she's working with a client right now who is really trying to draw some boundaries around these two systems. And in her blog post, you'll see that she points out that these boundaries are often not very clear. And more often than not these days, the story is not really one of a single point in time, but rather you need to think about these technologies as sort of an evolution. You need to understand where you are today and where you want to go, and make sure that you have the capabilities to get there. So what that means is there's often an ongoing integration story between systems, and we're pointing out marketing automation and campaign and lead management tools and web content management tools, but this is true throughout your marketing toolkit. These systems are not designed to just stand alone. They're designed to play together. And so, what Teresa points out this week is you need to really look at the integration capabilities of these different vendors. And it's one of the key criteria that we use in evaluating these tools in our research. And if you're looking to put together that right toolkit for you, I certainly want you to really dig into that area of our research to make sure that you're picking a system that is really poised to serve you for the long term, and really can play well with others, and specifically the others that you're bringing into your digital marketing toolkit. So keep that in mind. Another next topic that we'll get into is another question that keeps coming up. We reiterate this post, on a fairly regular basis, because we get the question all the time: where do you get all the information about the vendors and products that we put into our research reports, our decision tools, our advisory papers that our subscribers get from us on an ongoing basis? And, the answer is a bit nuanced, but I tried to break it down into 5 different areas this week on where we get the information. First being, we talk to customers like you all. That's really the bedrock of what we do. We want to learn from your experiences with these vendors. We talk to consultants and systems integrators who have worked with multiple competing offerings. This is a great source of information of finding out what these systems do well and what they don't do so well. We do demos with these vendors. However, we don't just get these PowerPoint fueled briefings and just end there. We try to really get true demos that really show their products in action, and where it makes sense and adds value, we will test these tools hands-on ourselves. Another thing that we do is we track these customers and vendors over a period of time. We've been around for 15 years. This is our 15th year in business. And for many of the vendors that we cover, we've been following them for years, in some cases up to 15 years. And I think this gives us a unique longitudinal perspective on some of the trends and tendencies, the core tendencies of these products. And then finally, we rotate analysts in and out, covering particular tools from time to time to bring some fresh perspectives to this. And I think that's really valuable as well. So those are sort of the five key areas and how we do our research. But as you might imagine, there's a lot of digging, and our goal is to unearth the real story for you and get beyond that marketing and sales hype and get to what these products are really good at. And we hope that comes through. Download a sample of our research if you want to prove for yourself what that research really looks like. I think you'll find it's a much different analysis than you're probably used to. So thank you for all of you who have done that in the past and continue to follow our research on a close basis. Final topic today is Facebook Workplace. So this is the name for the beta Facebook at Work platform that has now launched, and my colleague Tony this week posted on this. I can tell you that we'll most likely be posting quite a bit about Facebook Workplace in the coming months and years, but it's only because it's getting a lot of attention out there. People are thinking about the audience that Facebook has and the potential of bringing some of the ease of use of the consumer-based Facebook to the enterprise. And I can tell you we're getting lots of questions about this, and so we'll certainly be producing lots more content on this in the coming months. But Tony muses this week that maybe to look at where Facebook may or may not be successful in the near future. He takes a look back at Google and their attempted foray into the enterprise, and kind of reminds us of that kind of failed experiment on an ongoing basis, multiple failed experiments, I should say. And he brings us through a history of that in the post today, and he kind of theorizes how Facebook could be different. He says they could actually build an enterprise-friendly channel network that could actually customize the platform for client needs, which is what many enterprises really, really want. He gives a whole slew of other examples as well, which I encourage you to check out. And certainly look into our enterprise collaboration research here for how we evaluate a number of different competitors to Google Enterprise and Workplace by Facebook, and you can see how those stack up as well. So lots of things changing here. I think Facebook will present an interesting option for many enterprises, but it's certainly not going to be without its bumps in the road as it tries to get there. Finally, I will call your attention to something that's happening later this week on this Thursday from 12 to 1 Eastern Time, Thursday, October 20th. My colleagues Teresa and Tony will be sitting down for what we're calling a fireside chat. It's getting a little cool here in the northeast of the U.S., and it's time to break out that fire and have a little talk about digital asset management, and particularly digital asset management's role in that digital marketing toolkit that we talk about. DAM systems are more and more being asked to not just be these standalone silos. Rather, they're being called on to be critical pieces in this digital marketing toolkit. And Teresa will be talking about her views on where that's going, how ready are these vendors to take on that challenge, and how ready are you as buyers ready to make these DAM systems the true engine of your digital marketing toolkit. So definitely stay tuned for that. And as always, I'll call out some upcoming conferences. We're still very much in the throes of conference season, when it's about to ramp up quite a bit in November. Check out KM World and SharePoint Symposium in DC. Check out the DX Summit in Chicago. Check out the Henry Stewart DAM Conference in LA. All of our conferences that we'll be attending are on our website, on our events page, as well as a number of webinars coming down the pike that I think you'll all be interested in. So, as always, thank you so much for your time. This is Real Story Group Rewind, episode 3. We'll see you next week.